This is a 2002 Volkswagen Beetle. It's a 2.0. What we're going to do is replace the alternator. The engine was turning on and then it was turning off. So I called a friend of mine and he said maybe the alternator, and this is the way you check for a novice mechanic, is that you turn on your car, then you disconnect your battery, and if the alternator is not working, the car will immediately turn off, which it did. So we're going to replace the alternator here. As we can see, we disconnected the battery. Anytime you work on electrical systems on your car, it's always a good idea to turn off your battery. We're going to remove this cover plate right here. That takes a 13 millimeter ratchet. When you take that out, you're going to take out your dipstick, which we'll take out now. Okay, being that we got our plate off, that's what it looks like. Again, it's a 13 millimeter screw, or a bolt, I'm sorry, ratchet right there. You take out your dipstick, which is right there, okay, and it's held on by two suction cups right here and right here. You can just pull it up, simple as that, comes off. Our next step is to release our tension. Here's our belt that connects to our alternator. The Volkswagen's pretty good. I've done other tension pulleys in other vehicles, and some are easy and some are very difficult. This one I haven't done yet. We'll find out. What you do is that you see this lip right here. You take a ratchet. You take a ratchet and you pull it all the way back to here. Okay. Then you get yourself an Allen wrench. Put your Allen wrench. The theory is you put the Allen wrench inside here, which also connects to here. So we got to get that lip that match up with, has a hole in here, as you can see. Okay. That lip to that opening, and that should release our tension, and we can take our belt off. Okay, what we did, this is exactly what we just talked about previously. See this right here? That knob lined up with this knob. We put our Allen wrench in that hole, through that hole, which released our tension for our belt. And our belt, as you can see, is off. Here's our belt right here. I'm going to replace it with a new one because you can see it's a little bit worn. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to remove our tension pulley. There's 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to get that out of the way. As you can see, in order to remove our alternator, we've got to get that tension pulley out of the way. Okay, what we're doing now is that we're taking a 13 millimeter socket wrench, and there's 3 bolts that connect the tension pulley to your car, and we're moving them. Just to recap, it's probably a good idea, I didn't mention this before, but I'm going to mention it now. If you've already done it, just refer back to this. There's diagrams you can get. Just Google for a video 2002 Volkswagen Beetle serpentine belt, and it'll tell you how to do the diagram. What I've done is that I took the time to write out the diagram of how the belt was before I removed it. It's always a good idea to do that. Prevents a lot of headache when you finally reinstall your new equipment and you want to get your belt on. I've done that before. I've learned from my mistakes. Okay, we got our belt tensioner off, and this is what it looks like. And it's in your car like this. Alright, and you got your 3 bolts in there. And of course you want to keep your bolts together. Okay. And as you can see, the Allen wrench is through here. You can see it. It's kind of nifty. You bring this knob, which is up here, back, and you line it up with this hole. And the Allen wrench kind of took its toll, but I'll get another one. But you can see how it holds it in place. Now when we hopefully reinstall this, just kidding, we'll put our tension back on, or belt, I'm sorry, and then we'll release the tension once you get your belt lined up, and that's how we'll do it from there. Okay? But that's what your belt tensioner looks like. Okay, our next step is to remove the alternator. Now we're looking at 2 bolts here. One here, and you can see one down there. Okay? 13 millimeter. Okay? And don't forget, you have your alternator is connected, because of course it's electrical. It's connected, so make sure that you know what's connected to the alternator. You have something connected right here, and you have your connection right down there. This is a cap. Just take a screwdriver and take the cap off, and then you unloosen it. It's bolted on there. Okay? Okay, what we're doing now is that we've removed the bolts. We disconnected our leads. Alright, there's 3 of them. The snap on here. This goes here. And what we're doing is that we're taking off our other one. Can you see it? Right here. My hand's in the way. Can you see it? Give you some light. Here. Those 2 crimp up, and then you put the bolt on. And the bolt is held on by that little bolt right there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our alternator. Hopefully that is the problem.